Hey y'all, what's going on? So, yeah, my little bang doesn't want to ride, y'all. My little flippy floops. What's going on, y'all? I haven't been on camera for a couple of days, and I know y'all heard my video I made yesterday, and I hope y'all still praying for the people in Boston. And as far as I know now, there's three people that's dead, but the media has so many things have changed, and they said this and they had to go back and recant and do this and do that. Last thing I know is, yeah, I'm about to have this because my this now later because my throat is just a mess. Last thing I heard was there was three people. One of them was a little boy 8 years old, and then I think a young lady 29 years old, and they hadn't identified the third person. So that's where it's at with that. Anywho, so now I'm in here talking about and yeah, I'm looking up because the game is about to come on. The one from last week is on now. Anywho, so let's talk about the Love and Hip Hop New York, I guess, reunion. The second part, it wasn't. It was just nothing to speak about other than what went on between Cons and Joe Budden. Like, other than that, and Erica and old girl having words, and it was nothing. It was simply nothing. They talked about what they doing later on. So let's just break down the shit with Erica, Rich Dollar, and that other broad, which I can't remember her name. So they bring out, they have Erica and Rich Dollar sitting. They kind of, Mona's kind of like, oh, you felt this way. Do you still feel it? Whatever, however. Oh, girl comes. Well, first Mona's trying to understand what Rich is giving because she's like, why would you do that? And whatever that excuse was that he gave just did not make sense at all. Like, Rich, come on. Come the fuck on. You could have had both of them two without all of this drama. Like, for real. Like, and then when the question was asked, what's going on between y'all, you was like, what's been going on between us is what's going on, what's going to always be going on. Which was code for, I'm going to keep fucking this bitch and that's it. That's what the hell that was code for. I'm just going to keep screwing this broad and have feelings for other ones because I believe he still has feelings for Erica, but I don't know if I think he's worried about what Liv is going to say, which who gives a damn? Girl, I'm going to get to you in a minute. And his mother, and the other guy that he's working with, which, Rich, you got to do what you want to do in your heart. I would say this, I would sit down and tell Miss Erica that, honey, we can't do it unless you willing to go through a 12-step program or something. I get that together and stop all this deceit. Okay. So, oh girl, she's saying what she's saying and why, and Erica's there and she's like, Erica's high, and Erica was talking about coochie this and what. It was just stupid. It was stupid. And the one that looked the dumbest out of all of this is the bitch that had the pussy pond, which that's what I'm going to call her, because that's all she is, girl. You are stupid. And then you had the nerve to give Rich a look like, I can't believe you just said that, girl. You're never going to be his woman. Never. He knows he can tell you to do anything. He knows he can tell you to go fuck a dog and you'll do it. Like, you just stupid. You and Tahiri need to sit next to each other and trade notes. For real. Because Rich Dollar is your Joe Budden. Anywho, so it was nothing to speak of, y'all. Am I the only one that was like, what? What are we talking about here? Anywho, moving on along to the shit that went on between Consequence and Joe Budden. Now, Joe Budden, I'm not a fan of Consequence, and I think he's just a complete and utter contradiction. But I'm not gonna get into his shit like that. But Joe, you was wrong for going in his interview. Another thing, y'all ain't no telling what gender dependency, because I believe she's a sneaky bitch. I can't put my fucking hand on her, but I believe that bitch is sneaky, and I just wish somebody would knock her little ass down some damn where so she can sit down and shut the fuck up somewhere. Anyway, so it all boiled down to Joe said they had been talking about him, this and that and other. Apparently they was in the same studio, I think it was 97 or 95, whichever one it was, one of them hots. And Joe infiltrated Consequence's interview, came in there and was like, y'all been saying this and this and that and other. Joe, you was all the way out of pocket for that. You went in there being shady. Now, if you wanted to talk to him, you could have waited till both of y'all interviews was done and handled that shit. How about that? You did go in there and you did kind of step on that man's toe. That's his bread and butter. So you was wrong. You was getting all the way in his pocket or whatever, however. So you was real wrong. I can understand him being upset about that. And then you was like, you know, let's just stop talking about each other, whatever the case may be. And you said that they were still talking about you. From there, after that shit went on, and apparently after the last one, what happened afterwards, Consequence, your motherfucking ass, you when that sucker punch, bitch, come on. What man does that? If you really about that life, you would have met him heads up. Not that I'm saying I endorse fighting or whatever, but child, you and that sucker punch shit, that shit was not cool. And then you gonna throw shade and say, well, Tahiri got me though. She did. Some people said they didn't see it, but she hit your ass. I don't understand it. And then you want to sit there and say, nobody gonna disrespect me. Bitch, stop disrespecting me with that motherfucking overbite, bitch. Look like you was gonna bite me through the screen. Shut the fuck up. I can't with you. And then you do that silly ass move. You gonna hit somebody while they got their head turned and all of that. Come the fuck on. And then you want to be like in the blogs, you want to be like, oh, and like you said up there, I took my opportunity. That wasn't no, go somewhere and sit the fuck down. You don't deserve no respect for that. None. But apparently afterwards, like I've been saying, Joe or whoever, they had his ass thrown out in the motherfucking street where he belonged. And that's it. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Mona asked some questions like, you know, why you got to do that? The security had to come. And Mona, you had the security sitting up there. Like, girl, had you have not had those little snippets or those little fights or whatever, nobody would have been watching the damn reunion or whatever. Then you got these big ass skyscrapers standing there. Oh, girl, you and your motherfucking cheese, bitch. I can't with you and this cheesy ass shit you be trying to put down. Oh, y'all just gets on my nerves. Anywho, so let's see what else is there? There's nothing else to be said about this shit. Everybody gonna have a song. Y'all got so motherfucking tickled when she asked Olivia what she was gonna do, and she was like, well, the song, she said the song is on iTunes, and she was kind of like, this Olivia. Oh, and look for an album. Bitch, we'll be looking for an album after Kingdom Come. Stop it. Ain't gonna be no album, girl. Stop it. Why don't you try modeling her some shit like that? I don't know. You need to stop with that, honey. You are delusional as hell, baby, and something's wrong with you. Anywho, so what? Who else is doing something? Oh, girl is gonna do her book. Yeah, it's not even worth talking about. I really want to be like, they can shut Love and Hip Hop New York all the way down for mine. This part of the reunion was bullshit. Just complete and utter bullshit. The only reunion I've ever seen worse than this was the Basketball Hoes. Like, LA. Ridiculous. Anyway, which y'all already know that they canceled that shit and there'll be no more of that. Apparently, their ratings were ridiculously low. And apparently, Miami is on standby if their ratings are not up, because apparently theirs was low since, you know, between now and, you know, when they start again and when they did start in the beginning. So they all on notice, honey. I guess they looking for some new hoes. I don't know how that shit's gonna work out. So with these bitches scrounging trying to stay on the earth, y'all can look forward to probably Tammy smacking the fuck out of Evelyn. All kinds of motherfucking things going on this here one. Just as a side note. But y'all, they said what they was going to do. It was boring. It's really not worth words. To me, it was not worth words at all. It's not worth talking about. Anywho, so I'm through talking about it, and I can't, y'all. It just was like, I was like, oh. Yeah, just seriously. The only time I had a little spark was when Erica got ready to say she gonna do an album, and I was like, bitch, you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. Girl, boo. Anyway, let's move on to the gossip game, please. Miss Drama, you looked a fucking fool in each and every one of them pictures you took, girl. And let me start that out with this. Let's see where we want to start out with this shit with the gossip gang. So everybody's kind of talking about, you know, what happened. You know, they've already, oh girl, I forget her name, the one that got K Fox and your girl together. Y'all don't have the names down. She done had a conversation with her already once, but on further down in this episode, she's going to talk to her again. Miss Drama, no, let me see, who's she talking to? I know, oh girl, on The Breakfast Club. And she's like, I would love for you to come to this little, whatever the fuck it was that you was doing. Was it a picture looking party? I don't know what it was. She's like, so what are you doing? And she was like, you know, I really want to see what she got to say to me because it was her birthday, the bowling party that all of this shit went on. Miss Drama was, y'all don't know what the fuck Miss Drama be talking about. Like, this bitch really do live on a planet somewhere else. Like, this bitch is delusional. So she's like, well, I hope you can come. In between, she's going to her smart-ass confessionals, you know, talking about everybody, everything, anybody who's talking to her. But yeah, when she's in their face, she be like, it's the kind of face she makes. You know, like, I can't with you, girl. Sit down. So she has that conversation with her, and I just want to kind of stay with her girl that's with the Breakfast Club and go into the whole shit that went down between old girl who works with Russell. Now, girl, the girl with the, you know, English accent. Girl, I was riding with you. I was, until I seen just how motherfucking shady your ass is. Like, really? So she gets set up, and let me tell you something. I'm going to need you to learn how to fucking walk in heels, because as you was coming down that block, getting ready to go on that date in that museum, honey, you was like a stiff boy. I hate to see women scooting in motherfucking heels. Either you can walk in them or you can't sit down. So she's in there. She been hooked up with somebody from The Wire. Miss Honey Cabbage from The Breakfast Club hooked her up with whoever from The Wire. She sits there. She's in the museum. He's late. First of all, she was 5 minutes late. And he was late. He never did come. While she was sitting out there, I believe the owner or whatever came out and he was feeling her. And very nice and was like, let me take you to lunch. This snooty poot ass bitch, she can't do it. And as she was going in, she's like, I got high expectations. Bitch, name me one bitch who want the worst for themselves. That's what I want to say to every broad who be like, my expectation, honey, I got high. What bitch don't? Who in the world goes in saying, give me the worst you motherfucking got? Just say that shit. I can't. So, she's upset old dude didn't come. Now, about this time, I want to stop there and go to Miss Source. Because her husband took it upon himself to invite her to have something to eat. And he wants to... Y'all had to pause, because was that Tasha? And Rick Fox? Oh, y'all, the game has one crazy. That was Rick Fox. Anywho, so he says that we've been married for so many years or whatever. He wants to have a threesome, and the shit's getting boring in the bedroom. Like, what? And apparently at some point, he said that she agreed to this, that after 10 years or whatever many years, that she'd agreed to it. She was like, no, I said I would think about it. Well, girl, let me stop you right motherfucking now. Because you seem like a person that's not, you know, you done made him wait until y'all got married, da-da-da. Why would you ever even say that you would even think about that shit? Like, is this the new damn normal? So you can't keep a husband or none of that unless you bring an extra bitch in the bedroom? Well, since that's being said, and if you do decide to have said threesome, please bring it on him that you'd like to have your own threesome and bring another man in the bed. See what it do then. Of course, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself on that one. But anyhow, just say what he do. I'm saying, is this the new, like, normal? Is this what we do? So she's like, I said I would, and she's feeling some kind of way. And I'm like, did he really get enough nerve? Okay, somewhere in the middle of that, I forgot who met up with, oh, girl, who Miss Drama can't stand, but I like her. She's somewhere talking about, what was she talking to her husband or something? She's somewhere talking to somebody about the shit that went on. I think it's old girl who did the interview. No, they all went out to eat. That's what it was. They all went out to eat. But did y'all notice that they did not invite Miss Drama? And even though Miss Honey Cabbage from the Breakfast Club, her and Kay Fox ain't really getting along, she was invited. But Miss Drama, I don't believe was invited at all. I might be wrong. Y'all correct me and drop that in the panic section. But she wasn't invited. It was laid back. They talked about it. Old girl who works with Vibe, is it Vibe, whatever. Y'all correct me on this shit. Listen. She looks over, she was like talking about the whole situation. She looks over at old girl who Drama can't stand, who she calls a redhead. She's like, why do you keep, letting her take you there or whatever? And she's like, I shouldn't let this broad goat me into this. Keep it a little bit more professional. And they trying to see if this shit can be rectified. It can't be, because this bitch already has, Miss Drama already has an attitude towards her. She's already jealous. It's locked into her motherfucking bones. So they sitting there talking. Okay, so that shit happens. Next thing you know, let's zoom on over. And y'all know I'll be all over the place. Let's zoom on over to Miss Drama having this mother. Girl. Oh. So she has a photo shooting, like she told old girl she got some new things on her rising and this and that and other. And I'm like, okay, well, apparently she's gonna take them by storm and take it to another level, and these bitches ain't gonna see her coming. She gonna be the next big thing. But, girl, and that shit she had on, and the bitch couldn't even pose, and she's awkward as hell. And at one point I asked my husband, what's the thrones and shit about in that headpiece and this jacket? Is the bitch in the Illuminati? I don't know what the bitch is doing. But she looked a hot motherfucking mess, other than they did kind of make her face up, was kind of made up, kind of cute. That was, but this bitch standing and y'all, that picture that she had was she stepping out. She looked an uncomfortable fool. Like, what? And you want to call somebody ratchet? Girl, you ratchet. That motherfucking photo shoot was ratchet. Bitch, was that motherfucker done with point and shoot, bitch? Was that done with Kodak flip or some shit? Not that those aren't nice, because, honey, it is them flips have some good videos on them. But I'm saying, bitch, you acting like you big wigging it up and this and that and other. But, girl, I can't. So, anywho, so she invites, people to come. Now let's flip and go to Miss Breakfast Club and Miss Russell Simmons. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Old girl wants to go meet up with her, Miss Russell Simmons, and that's what I'm calling her, honey. She and y'all, let me mention that she did have an interview with she was talking about an interview she was doing with Biggie's daughter. That is all this big thing and this and that and other. So old girl comes over and she has cheese and crackers and this and that and other out and grapes and things. She's like, this is more than I do for any man. And I'm like, oh, okay, girl, all right. So she's like, oh, and the guy didn't come, he didn't show up, and this and that and other, and old girl's looking like, she was like, he was 15 minutes late and I left, and she was like, well, she just wants too much, she's just too highfalutin. And then at one point, seemed like they was talking about, what was it? what was the shit? She started throwing her shade on in this whole apartment setting. Y'all, this broad right here, I thought she was alright. And I'm not talking about the Breakfast Club, chick from the Breakfast Club, because I like her. And I did like this other one, but girl, you was a little too fucking shady. And bitch, you really do feel like you entitled to every motherfucking thing, bitch, because you been on BET. A lot of motherfuckers been on BET, bitch. And I will take that off my reference list, because that motherfucking BET, as far as I'm concerned, then went down. Ooh, anywho, so now let's make it to Miss Drama shit. So she has her shit and all these pictures around, and old girl and them is in there looking, and Miss Breakfast Club and Miss Honey Cabbage, Russell Simmons chick, is looking at these pictures, and they like, oh, and they are letting her ass have it. When I say letting her ass have it, y'all, they are letting her have it. Like, what the fuck? And at one point, old girl was like, is this supposed to be sexy? Has she ever had sex? Which is none of your fucking business. Period. And are you fucking having sex? Stiff as you was with them motherfucking heels on. Anywho, that was neither here nor there, because what she does sexually, bitch, is none of your motherfucking business. Anyway, so oh, girl's like, well, I guess it's supposed to be she's coming out and this and that and other. Meanwhile, Miss Drama comes out and does this whole motherfucking get down and this spiel and what the fuck was you talking about? And you may be wretched and you may be this, but I'm coming. You know, bitch. Girl, you sound a motherfucking fool. And bitch, I was looking at your Twitter feed, bitch. How much did you pay them motherfuckers to motherfucking tweet you and promote your shit? Because you looked a damn fool. And ain't no way in the motherfucking world that many motherfuckers thought your pictures was everything. Like, stop it. Anywho, and before we get to that, Miss K Fox comes in, and this is when old girl really shows her colors. Was it K Fox? It wasn't K Fox. Or was it K Fox? Y'all, I get K Fox and the chick from Bath mixed up for some reason. Forgive me on that. I don't mean to. At some point, old girl was talking, and I believe Miss Honey Cabbage from the Vibe said that she, I believe, I might have been Miss K Fox, whichever, however. Somebody said some shit like they just got this job with Extra. Miss Honey that worked with Russell was like, oh, like she interviewed for that, but they already had somebody who spoke English, you know, the same way she sounds. And she's kind of like, oh, I didn't know, and that'll be interesting to see. It was Miss K Fox. I just thought about it because old girl was like, every time K Fox and her together, K Fox looks uncomfortable. They start trading this and trading that, and she was like, oh, that'll be interesting to see. And then old girl was like, oh, and I did the interview with Biggie's daughter. K Fox was like, oh, well, shit, I interviewed her so long ago, and her mama, you know, really, who really interacted with him, you know, was the mama or whatever. So they just throwing shade, you know, just at each other. And I'm trying to understand, why are y'all coming together doing this shit? Like, I just don't get this. Like, if y'all not feeling each other, but I will say there's a such thing, let me take it back. I believe it's, you know, y'all being professional. You don't always have to be at each other's throat, you know what I'm saying? You can smile and be cordial and ladylike and this type of thing. So I would respect y'all on that. But one thing I will say to Miss Russell Simmons, girl, you got your motherfucking nose in the air, bitch, like you the best thing that ever did it, honey. I beg to fucking differ. Girl. Anywho, so, before y'all know I'm all over the place, because I got to mention this whole get down that went on with old girl that Miss Drama don't like. Her husband and Miss Sauce meet up and they go to eat. And apparently, Miss Sauce's husband, he don't care where the fuck he's at. He's just blah. He'll say whatever. So they meeting and they talking and, you know, sometimes, I mean, you know, you can't be everywhere talking about your sexual life and this and that and other at the restaurant, this and that and other. Talking under each other's clothes and this and that and other. So he brings up this damn threesome he wants to, like, what? Oh, girl from Source is sitting there like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Child, I don't know. You gonna need to check your husband and this shit. And old girl was like, honey, there will never be a threesome in my house. Don't even think about asking me because I'm not here for it at all. And I'm with you on that shit. No, ma'am. I'm not gonna knock nobody who do, but no, ma'am. Anywho, so they have that conversation, and then we scoot over. Miss Source has this blow up doll at the house, and she was like, this is your threesome. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm not saying it ain't gonna never happen, but you know, I just don't want to talk about certain things in certain places. And he's like, I love you, this and that and other, but honey, do you? And she done already said she tries to keep it interesting in the bedroom. At what point? Shit, what's the motherfucking cutoff? Y'all don't know. Anywho. So that's basically the gist of the shit that went on. Actually, both of them were both pretty damn boring. But I just had to talk about Miss Drama. Because, again, I guess she's the one that's... Maybe that's her storyline. Maybe they told her to do that, y'all. Because there's no way in the world she looked at them pictures and thought that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because she's the kind of broad that thinks she is everything. And like when old girl and her was having, and let me talk about that. Because old girl from the Vibe that wrote the shit for Vibe or whatever, she goes and meets her. Miss Drama gonna say some shit. This is me telling you not a dialogue and this and that and other. Old girl ends up telling her you a asshole, and you know how people are really talking about you. And Miss Drama, bitch, when can you ever tell somebody you can leave now? Bitch. But I commend old girl for keeping it cool, because Lord, nothing in me would have made me not want to slap fire to your ass. For real, the shit you was giving, but she kept it professional or whatever, and that whole shit. And like she said, I bet you did practice this shit somewhere, how this shit gonna go, and you walking off, and she's like, can you walk in them heels? Bitch, you can't walk in them motherfucking heels. You just an uncomfortable bitch that thinks she's every motherfucking thing. And I don't know if you get it, like she was saying. Everybody is letting you have it as soon as you turn your head. To them, you a motherfucking joke. With that being said, like old girl said, in this industry or whatever, y'all industry, you sometimes need somebody. And it's about the relationships you build or whatever, people you know or whatever. Bitch, nobody's going to want to work with you. You know what I mean? Like, girl, and you think you the only one with a plan, girl, sit down. If I was them, I would never, ever want to do anything with you, ever. You would be the last bitch I would think of. Like, y'all, I don't know. Anywho, y'all, I'm sorry, but these two shows were boring yesterday, and that's just all I have to give. And I don't know if it was because as I was watching it, y'all, I was emotional as hell. And have been all day today. I just have been, you know, a wreck about it. I did see the interview of the man who fed y'all. Oh, and I was a hot dog ass mess through that interview too. Like, I was just so thankful. And then hurt all over again. A child lost his life. They were all there trying to see their father. He died. I believe it was the father that was running the marathon. And they would just start watching. He died. I think his daughter lost her leg. Like, oh, I don't know. And then some people are saying that they believe that it's a government setup and this and that and other. I don't know. And some people are like, people are already pointing fingers and saying it was Muslims and this and that and other. You know, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Like I said, I don't care what go on. Find out what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not pointing fingers one way or the motherfucking other, but I do feel like this. To me, as somebody who don't like America or whatever, our Americans, but with that being said, it could be an American homegrown. You know, it could be anything. My frustration is for the people that did nothing. They did nothing to deserve that. And I do believe that you need to have home taken care of before you go any motherfucking where trying to do anything else. I do believe that. You know, it just is what it is. And then A couple of people was like, well, in their comments, like I was addressing, you know, what do you expect Obama to do? I don't, listen, like I said, I wanted him to address it, say something, and get on this and find out who done it. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, you got folks that, and listen, Obama's my, what is that? He's my president. But he has fell short in a lot of things. He has. It is what it is. All of them have. All of them at some point have, you know. So my thing is that when innocent people get hurt, honey, it hurts me. And like I said, you may not have had your immediate family there, but if you're an American or whatever, and you know what I mean? If you are a citizen, American or whatever, whoever was out there jogging from our soil or whatever, period. Let's just address just humanity in general. Then it should have bothered everybody because it could have been anyone. Like, for real. Anywho, y'all. I don't know where this shit is going. I will say this, y'all. Just watch it back, this and that and other. And just pray. We got to stay prayed up or whatever. But I do want to say we are not. And I hope y'all not doing this. I don't believe it should be fingers pointed at the Muslims. Everything that goes on, that's the first thing people want to say. Oh, it's the Muslims. What? I'm sorry. No, you can't do that. That's just not cool. That's not cool. And then by pointing that finger, and then someone who is of the Muslim faith get hurt who has done nothing. It is the same exact thing. Innocent people getting hurt for no reason. So I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just kind of rambling. I'm talking about this, that, and other. That's it. And my bra is just out. Out. Y'all love this her. I love this. Absolutely love it. I'm going to do a video about it. It was made for me. And it's out of the Vivica Fox, the Sing Royal Unprocessed Raw Virgin Hair. And y'all, I do mean that is what it is. Yes, and I love it. I love this, y'all. Look at that. And it is cut to death. I love it. Anywho, I'm going to get that video up pretty soon or whatever. So I just wanted to come in and talk about that. Sorry if this wasn't everything you was looking for or whatever. It wasn't as, you know, I just come on and give it like it is the way I see it. Both of the shows were pretty boring or whatever. And those are my thoughts. And you already know I want y'all to leave video responses so I can watch y'all. And I'll be going over to watch Ask Scotty and Bondi, Ashley Miller, X Rocks, and Jesse something. I just kind of got into his town or whatever. It's a Kiki. Oh, he's the hoot. And La Countess, I believe that's what it is. Y'all get into Miss La Countess. Y'all have to do a video so I can, you know, show the channels that I watch or whatever. Find some kind of way to do that. I really am, so other people can know, you know, who I'm watching or whatever. So y'all, I'm out of here. Much love. Bye.